Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you might be in the world today. I'm Dr. Robin Lococo, President and founder of Challenge Champions and Heroes, an organization that looks to bring honor and recognition to the differently abled people of the world and their caregivers, the heroes. So we believe that every life is valuable and created for a purpose. And we want to show the world that even though you might have a disability, you are still able to do great things in this world. So over my years of travel around the world, I've noticed that the special needs community has been very sheltered. And we just want to get this message out and tell these stories so that other people that may not have a loved one that has a disability, that they can be educated and understand everything that's happening, and the inclusion movement can go further faster. So today my special guest is Melissa Gelfman. She's a devoted mother, caregiver to her husband who has Huntington's disease. She's a mother of two boys, ages 16 and 12, that are both on the autism spectrum. She's a mother that works out of the house also. She's very busy. So today our topic that we're going to talk about is how to time management when you're a caregiver, when you're a mother that works, and when you have children on the autism spectrum. So Melissa, we thank you for being here today, and I give the floor over to you.
Okay, so I don't know
Yes.
where you want me to start. I think probably a lot of people would want to know what Huntington's disease is. My husband has
Exactly.
uh, a lot of issues with this disease. It is a condition that leads to progressive degeneration of nerve cells in the
Mhm.
brain. It affects the movement, it affects cognitive functions and emotions. So, like for instance, difficulty concentrating, memory lapses. So there was a time my husband actually forgot who his ex was.
Wow.
I had to bring up a picture of her because he couldn't remember who she was, and she was very significant to him. She's the mother of his children, my stepchildren. And so he couldn't remember who she was by name. So I had to pull up her picture. And then he was like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But there's times he just loses the memory. Depression is another really big one, stumbling, loss of balance. And he also has like twitches, jerking movements of his limbs and body. Uh,
Mhm.
and then also sometimes problems speaking and breathing and moving, difficulty moving.
Okay. Was this onset quickly, or is it develop over years?
About 8 years in progress now. And he's been doing a lot to counteract it through meditation, through eating vegetarian, through trying to just be more mindful of the substances, whether it be media or, anything that goes into his system. So
Okay. Okay. So you're also a mother of two boys, correct?
yes, I have an oldest who is 16 and a youngest who is 12. The oldest was diagnosed about at the age of 12, so 4 years ago, and my youngest was diagnosed about 2 summers ago at age 10. So
Mm.
some of their challenges, I would say, it's kind of encompassing all of the typical type of domains like interpersonal, social, executive, school functioning, even in the home, just to summarize. The older one is very mild on the spectrum, while the youngest one is actually moderate to severe. We have had a lot of challenges with his tantrums, and so we do utilize the resources we have. We go through 360 Behavioral Health, and they help us with ABA therapy 3 times a week and 3 hours a day.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
helpful. But they do have gifts, which is extremely cool, I think, because the
Yeah.
youngest
That's what we
one.
want to focus on.
Right. And I just love, they do have their challenges, but the thing is, like my youngest, he's very adept with mechanical stuff. Like he can take apart, I'm not saying like a microwave, but like maybe anything. He's taken apart computers before, and then he ends up trying to put them back together. He's very, very smart. And
Okay.
he's good with his gross and fine motor skills, but then the older brother has a difficult time with his hands with the fine motor skills. However, he loves to cook and he's very good at
Wow.
it. And I love to teach him how
Okay.
to bake and then cook. But he likes the cooking more than he likes the baking. But I think that might change as he gets older.
Okay, so he's the main cook in the family then. So
He
you're gonna
really is
help right there, right?
such a help. Such a
That's
help. And he
cool.
actually wants to be a welder when he gets out of high school. So I think that's next year.
That's
So,
your oldest.
yeah, he
Okay.
graduates next year and they're gonna, he's on an IEP, and then my youngest is also on an IEP. So they're pretty well taken care of in the school system.
Yeah. So they are in a main classroom, but they have the aides and the IEPs.
My oldest is in a normal, like regular, no sped at all. He's progressed to, like I said, he's very mild. The youngest one is in an all special education class. He stays actually he stays all of the day within kind of confined in this one room. It was better for his eloping behaviors because he likes to kind of run out and do his own thing, and it's not safe. So they keep him in
Yeah.
this kind of more confined environment, and he does very well.
Okay. Okay. So when we talk about time management as you being a caregiver and your boys, how do you manage? I mean, in your
Honest,
work?
yeah. Okay, honestly, I do work sometimes 10-hour days. I mean, I'm seeing back-to-back clients, and it's like
Uh-huh.
my husband can help a little bit with like keeping them like, hey, go take a shower, hey, go do this, hey, go do that, and then they're pretty much self-sufficient when it comes to like showering and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
and then the oldest cooks, so he makes sure that we're all fed, and then the youngest is fed. And then the only thing I really need to do is kind of like in the morning, get them up, get them ready, because the oldest likes to have his pants tucked into his socks, and,
Uh-huh.
and I have to tell him all the time, hey baby, like you got to put that down. And then
It's a new
yeah,
style.
it's a new style. It is. And they dress backwards sometimes. It's so cute. I'm like, you guys are the backward boys, because they'll
Yeah.
put their shirts on inside out or backwards. It's cute. And then I help them with their hair because of the difficulty of the way with their gross motors. I mean, the youngest
Hmm.
one's better, but he still has a hard time getting. He has long hair.
Yeah. So the caregiving for your husband is it's not so much then.
Well,
He's able
it's
to.
I have to give him his medication. He can't walk.
Uh-huh.
He can't walk. He doesn't go out of the house.
Okay.
He uses a cane as much as he can, but most of the time with a wheelchair if we go to the doctors or we go to get blood work or whatever that's necessary. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's mostly just making sure he takes his meds on time, and that way because he takes medications typically about every 6 hours. So I'm
Mm.
always there with my timer, and which I was actually going to go into about like the tools that I've used to kind of help me. Um,
Yeah.
I'm very old school, so I like to write everything down with pen and paper. So I
Me
have an
too.
I see now I do utilize a calendar on my phone, and that's been very helpful because I can put all the appointments in there. But I really do like how it's like I can put little check boxes, and then I put like, okay, so pick up Walgreens or go get the prescriptions for the kids or my husband, and then it just check it off if I've done it, and then it makes me feel good because knowing that things are actually getting done.
Yeah.
If you don't write it down, it's just like, well, you don't think, well, I'm actually doing a lot more than I think that I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know this will be very helpful. I did a show in Ghana where we talked about caregiving, and they really didn't know a whole lot about it, and it really helped them to hear other people's stories and how they do things, and even learning that you have to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, that's
So
important.
yes. So do you have any family support system or?
Yeah, we have a couple of close friends that we can call on in an emergency. My dad lives in Arizona, so he's kind of far, but he helps monetarily sometimes because I have to take off work to deal with the boys or, rescheduling clients. And then my paycheck isn't as good as it normally would be. So we do get sometimes financial help from my mom and my mom and my dad. And
Yeah.
my cousin I just recently met on 23andMe. We found
Oh,
out that we were related DNA wise, like 6% something. And he was actually my dad's biological uncle's son, so they're
How
cousins.
cool
And
is that?
right, right. And we found each other. He lives in Oregon, Bend, Oregon. Very neat. And so he's been such a blessing to us, not only monetarily, but spiritually and emotionally. He's been very, very, very helpful to us.
Yeah, you're gonna go meet him at any point, or
We
you?
did.
Oh,
We
you
did.
did already?
Yeah, he came down in November, which was great because we'd known him about a year at that point. And
Uh-huh.
he came down and we went down to this I can't remember what the name of the church was, but it's his home church down in Loma Linda. And
Okay.
he was so just thrilled with that I went with him because he got to say, "This is my cousin I met on," and with all his friends. So it was neat.
Oh, so let's back up a little bit and go back to the gifts that your boys have. Okay, your oldest likes cooking, the youngest taking things apart. Does he have something in mind that he wants to do? I know he's only 12, but
Right.
as he gets older,
Yeah,
does he have
he
an
has
idea?
said he wants to be a police officer. So
Wow.
he wants to protect people from the bad guys.
Uh-huh.
So
That is
that's one
cool.
thing he wants to do. He also has a very an interesting interest. He likes to watch feet videos, and I'm like, because like would they take apart the toenails and like they clean up the feet and like a podiatrist would.
Podiatrist, yeah.
Podiatrist, right? Yeah, podiatrist. And he's kind of contemplated that, but he likes the idea of police officer more.
Okay, and how does mom feel about that?
I am nervous because I know,
Uh-huh.
although I know he's very adept, he did jujitsu for like 4 years, so he's very good
Oh,
at,
he
yeah,
can take care of himself then.
yes, yes. It's just it's you never know the world in the order that it is today. It's just I just it makes me a little bit nervous.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Are your boys there now by any chance?
They are. They're actually
Oh,
one is getting ready for bed and the other one was cleaning up in the kitchen.
yeah, we are kind of late tonight. But so, and when we talk about, your busy schedule and everything and your support system, what do you do for you? And when you need time, to keep from
Right. Well, I
totally
learned
losing it.
I learned years ago that self-care is the number one. Like if you were in a plane and the plane was going down, you'd affix your mask before you'd affix your child's mask because you're not good to anyone unless you're good.
Yeah.
So I kind of use that analogy a lot, but I do train in Krav Maga, which is an Israeli martial arts. It's used by the IDF. I love it. I love it. I've been training. I'm a purple belt. I've been doing it for years, but it's one of my outlets. I love to
Uh-huh.
play the piano. I sing. I go billiards whenever I have the chance.
And when do you have time for all that?
It's literally I get out maybe once a month, but it's okay. It's okay because I really do love my family and I love being here. And they know
Mhm.
I can just come in my office if I really need me time and just, draw or write or do whatever I need to do.
Yeah. And congratulations. I believe you just passed the test for your job that you were working on.
Yeah, well, I got another number. My registration had expired, so they assigned me another number, and I take my licensure test next month.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. How many hours do you do that?
Um, well, I had to get 3,000 hours and they're already done, approved, signed everything. And then I had to take a law and ethics test and I passed that. And now I'm just waiting to take the clinical, which should be actually the end of this month if I can get in.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, looking at disabilities overall, how do you feel that the world perceives you and your boys, in your opinion?
I think sometimes they think too much. Like it's just, the boys are so hyper, but they're super friendly. They think that they're just so sweet and, caring. And it's just, they could be a little bit over the top sometimes. And that's,
Uh-huh.
that's them and that's their personality. And that's fine. But it's just other people don't necessarily perceive that as a, good thing. But I say, hey, they're happy. That's what matters.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
happy. Hmm.
And you don't mind it, people approach them and say hello and, treat them just like anybody else.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
we want.
Yeah. Well, my
Yeah.
oldest actually trains martial arts with me too. So he gets training from my our instructor, and he treats him like you're just average run of the mill kid.
Yes,
Yeah, and he loves it because he knows that they don't treat him any differently.
that's great. That's awesome. Well, Melissa, I will let you get back to your evening, and I thank you so much for your time that you spent with me today.
Oh, thank you for having me. Take care.
Yeah, yeah, I'd like to meet you in person someday. If we bump into each other, that'd be great.
That would be great. Yeah, for sure. Just, email me. All
Sounds good.
right, thank
So,
you.
um, so if you would like to hear more of Melissa's story, you can contact her at melly.gef glf@gmail.com, and she can share her story with you there. If you would like to learn more about my organization, Challenge Champions and Heroes, you can reach me at www.challengechampion.com or email me at robinchallengechampion@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you, and we will see you later. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.